Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a simple arpeggio in Riffer and how to use it as a starting point for more creativity. I'll be using example 3H from Beginner Acoustic Fingerstyle Guitar from the Complete Guide to Playing Fingerstyle Acoustic Guitar. So for this exercise, I chose Ample Guitar M. I wanted to try a guitar that I don't normally use, and I'm going to be using the finger library. Because for this exercise, since we're playing a couple of harmonies, the D and the F sharp, it's more realistic to use finger libraries. It's harder to play harmonies on pick. So first thing I'm going to do is take off delay because I don't want that in here. I like a little bit of reverb, so you can choose to take that off or use a small room or whatever suits your needs. Next, we're going to create a new file. And the first harmony is a quarter note long. It starts on the D string, open, and then the top note is an F sharp. So there's two ways to change the note. You can drag it, or you can select the note, go up here to the note pitch, and change it manually. These notes are going to be played softly. So 80 is about a mezzo forte, or 80 is a medium or moderately loud note. So I'm going to change this to 60. We can always adjust it afterward. However, the following notes are going to be soft as well, and rather than adjusting the volume of each note, I'm going to set the default note velocity to 60. So on beat 2, we have two eighth notes, an A and a D, on the third and second string respectively. So I click that note, drag it up to A, and drag this note up to D. Then on beat 3, we have a D and an F sharp, but they're not played together, they're played as eighth notes. And then finally, we have an A on beat 4. Next, we're going to legato them because we want these notes to ring, and it even says here, let ring. Let's listen to that. One thing I forgot to mention is set your DAW to about 150 for this exercise. Make sure that your riff sync toggle is on. If it's not on, you can just manually type it in. I said I wanted this to be the basis for more creativity. So we can take that, copy it to the next measure. I'm holding down Option, clicking and dragging. You see that little plus sign. It's going to sound the same. Now you want to make sure that this little gap is filled. So we're going to take these two inner notes, the A and the D, and then we're going to click legato, and it's going to fill it in. But I want to take these notes on the top and change them to G's. Next, I'm going to take almost all the notes from measure 2, minus the inner notes, the first inner notes, since they're overlapped, and drag it to measure 3, then fill that gap again. And then we're going to change the G to an E. And then finally, we're going to copy these notes to measure 4. Remember, avoiding those overlap notes. And change this back to F sharp. And then fill in the gap. Let's listen. That sounds pretty good. Now you can do some other things to make this sound a little more realistic, or at least give it some variation. So one option is to go to the settings menu, click on sample, and then cycle times 3. This is going to use more samples for each note. That way they don't all sound the same and it doesn't sound too mechanical. Sample cycles should be kept on separate since this is an arpeggio and this is recommended for arpeggios and strumming. Sounds good. And the next thing we can do, and this is optional, you don't have to if you don't like it, but you can select the double button. That sounds pretty good. I like to increase the release sound sometimes, but it's probably not going to make too much of a difference in this case. In the last video, I spoke about delay compensation. In that case, the sample started at 0, meaning that the body of the sample would have sounded late, and indeed it made the sound late when playing over the drums. In this case, it's starting at 35 milliseconds into the sample of each note. So you get a snappier response and you get a more on-time feel. However, you're losing that initial attack. I like to keep that attack, so I'm going to set it to 0. Drag the MIDI in, duplicate it, so we get 8 measures, and then go to your MIDI modifier and set that to negative 35 milliseconds. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest so we can hear how it sounds all together. That sounds pretty good. And one cool feature in Riffer that I forgot to mention is being able to transfer these notes to different strings. And this is a great thing about Ample Sound products, is that they recorded every string and every fret. So this F sharp is on the same register as this F sharp. But as you can hear, the timbre is different. So all you need to do is select all the notes, hit Shift on your keyboard, click on the notes, and then drag down one string. Let's listen to that. We can go even further. I prefer the first two. So let's compare the differences between the first one and the second one. I actually like the second one on this one a lot more. But this goes to show that there are so many options to get the sound that you want with the right feel, with the right expression. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this exercise. I promise you they're going to get more complex as time goes on. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell for more videos. Leave a comment below telling me what you thought about this exercise, and share this with your music community. Also, if you'd like to go more in depth with the software, please check out my website, hifimidi.com, where I provide mini courses for Ample Sound guitars and more. Thanks for watching.